eri ma 36.
Mathaa manini thutha wa bunge ya Senate gukindira itua ria bunge ya bururi ria kuhagura uria urari munini wa mutongoria wa bururi Rigathi Gachagua kuma waficini.
I have a message from the President on the nomination of Professor Kithure Kindiki, EGH, to fill the vacancy in the office of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya.
Na speaker wa bunge ya bururi Moses Wetangula nianireire itua ria mutongoria wa bururi William Ruto kwamura minister wa ugitiri wa thiini Professor Kithure Kindiki gutuika munini wake na kuihoria ithenya ria Gachagua thutha wake kuhagurwo kuma waficini.
In view of the foregoing, honorable members, and having perused the attached documents, I am satisfied that the candidate meets the requirements under Article 148 as read together with Article 137 of the Constitution to fill the vacancy in the office of the Deputy President. Consequently, the nomination is properly before the House for purposes of the decision required under Article 149(1) of the Constitution.
Speaker Wetangula na kuri uguo ni athing'iriirie gutheria njira iria yume huthike hari guikiria kura ndumiriri no ya kwamurwo gwa Kindiki thutha wa bunge kwenda kumenya uria watho ugite mutaratara-ini toyo kana maumana mweke wa kumuthurima kana muingi wa bururi ni ungiheirwo mweke wa gutuma mawoni mao.
With this in mind, please guide this House on whether we shall be expected to conduct public participation in voting for the nomination to fill the vacancy in the office of the Deputy President.
Is it in order for the nomination to happen today after receiving the notification?
To the extent that Article 149(1) of the Constitution contemplates the House to vote upon receiving the nomination, the requirement for public participation is not applicable in this case.
Abunge othe 236 aria mauma cikaro-ini cio mothe maikirie kura kuhitukia Kindiki gutuika munini wa mutongoria wa bururi. Guku gutari mubunge ureganire na itua riri kana ngathia kuriikiria kura.
Abstentions nil, noes nil, ayes 236. Present and voting, as we had advised you earlier, the vote is overwhelmingly yes.
Amwe ya abunge aria mauma giikaro-ini giki ni matugiririe Kindiki kumana na uhotani uyu. Guku makihinyiriria ni marikitie kuruta wira wao ta abunge hari gutabania mogaruruku wabici-ini ino ya munini wa president.
From what we've learned this week, we've seen the Senate and all the other institutions trying to show us that there must be separation of powers. I mean, don't discuss so much something that is in court, it is the court to determine. But we pray that the court will follow the due course, is going to consider the Constitution of Kenya, is going to look at what the Constitution has for us.
Whether the orders will affect the appointment itself, we wait for the legal teams to tell us. But as far as parliamentary process, which is a political process, is concerned, we have done our part.
Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki riu atigitio ikinya rimwe tukuyukia wabici yake rinene muno guku bururi-ini ya munini wa mutongoria wa bururi no kana ikinya riu rikahanika muthenya wa ruciu kuria araharirio gukehitithio kuyukia wabici ino ni undu wa maitho na gweterera makiria thutha wa itua ria igoti inene guku bururi-ini kurugamia mihang'o yothe ya kuihuria ithenya riri ria Gachagua. Handũ-inĩ ha Kameme TV kuma cikaro cia bunge njĩtagwo Mwaura Wagunya.
Munini wa President Muhagure Rigathi Gachagua no ahumuke kwa ihinda thutha wa igoti nene kurugamia kwa ihinda itua riria rirakinyanirio ni bunge ya Senate ria kumuhagura utuko wa ira. Mucirithania wa igoti nene Chacha Mwita augite ihoya ria Gachagua nirionanitie mahoro thiini wa watho mutaratara-ini uria urahuthikire kumuhagura o undu umwe na gukorwo undu uyu ni uguciriirie andu aingi aria mararumanirira naguo magithiaga na mbere igoti ria kiruguya ni rirugamitie munini wa President mwamure Professor Kithure Kindiki kuyukia wabici ya munini wa mutongoria wa bururi. Mawatho maya ma igoti riu matigite mucirithania munene Martha Kameme kihuhukanio-ini kia uteti na gutea watho wa igoti uria uheanirwo ni acirithania aya.
Mathaa manini thutha wa munini wa president Muthagathagia Rigathi Gachagua kuhagurwo ni mbunge ya Senate, riu mawakiri a Gachagua ni merekeire igoti-ini kiroko kia umuthi gutetia mutaratara uria urahuthikire kumuhagura.
The Senate could not accordingly go outside the timelines as set out in the Constitution.
Nake mucirithania Chacha Mwita kuma igoti rinene guku Nairobi nehire Gachagua mwihoko wa ihinda o ni thutha wake kurugamia itua riria rirakinyanirio ni mbunge ya Senate ria kumuhagura.
The resolution by the Senate to impeach the Deputy President has been stayed. The status quo prevails. His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua is still the Deputy President of Kenya until the court hears and gives further direction on the application before it.
Mwita oigite ihoya ria Gachagua ni rionanetie mahoro thiini wa watho na mutaratara uria urahuthikire wa kumuhagura oro undu umwe na gukorwo ati undu uyu ni uguciriirie andu aingi aria mararumanirira naguo.
As again the codes have declared, right? First of all, it has raised significant issues of law. It's also generated huge public interest.
Aikinyanirie itua riake Mwita arugamirie kuhagurwo kwa Gachagua oro undu umwe na kwamurwo kwa uria ukuyukia ithenya riake nginyagia tariki 24 mweri uyu hindi iria cira uyu kagwetwo. Ihinda-ini riu Mwita ni ahoire mucirithania munene Martha Koome amure acirithania aria meguthikiriria na gutuithania cira uyu. Kuhitukwira mawakiri yake Gachagua ni atetetie uria mutaratara wothe wa kumuhagura urateng'eririo undu umwe na kuyuria ithenya riake.
Even a day is not finished yet. It gives a timeline within which an appointment of a replacement is supposed to be done. It gives a timeline within which the National Assembly is supposed to approve the nomination. And this timeline is 14 days and 60 days. We're far from it. We're far from it. So I don't expect, there's no constitutional crisis. Because already we have the Deputy President. He's present.
Oroho Gachagua oigite ni araimirwo mweke wa gwitetera bunge-ini ya Senate. Ihoya ria Gachagua riukite thutha wa bunge ya gĩbũrũri gũikia kura na kuhitukia kwamũrwo gwa Professor Kithure Kindiki kuoya ithenya riake.
The appointment itself is a process. It's a process. And this, so we have got the orders which came in at 1358, right? Before the swearing in. So you see, the swearing in has not taken place. So this order has stayed whatever process which was going to lead to the appointment.
Kugina kwa igoti ria kirogoya ni rirugamite munini wa president mwamure Professor Kithure Kindiki kuyukia wabici ya munini wa mutongoria wa bururi.
The Constitution requires that a person nominated for the position of the Deputy President or the President under Article 137 of the Constitution must meet certain requirements, and at the very least he must not be a state officer. Professor Kithure Kindiki, as we know as at now, he's still serving the Republic of Kenya as the Minister or the Cabinet Secretary in charge of Interior Security.
Itua riri rikinyanirio thutha wa David Mathenge na Peter Kamotho kwandikithia cira makiregana na itua ria bunge ya Senate ria kuhagura Gachagua. Kameme TV gikuhe horo gitao njeta gitau wa Wanjiku.
Atongoria amwe na wa mung'ethaniro ni mamenereirie itua ria bunge ria Senate ria kuhagura munini wa mutongoria wa bururi Rigathi Gachagua makiuga ndanaheo mweke wa gwitetera thutha wa kugumirwo ni ndwari mathaa-ini manini mbere ya ihinda riria aratanyitwo gukorwo akiheana uira mbere ya bunge ya Senate. Akiaria thibitari-ini wa Karen kuria Gachagua arathie na mbere na kurigitwo, mutongoria wa kiama kia Wiper Kalonzo Musyoka augite itua ria kuhagura Gachagua ni undu wabangitwo kuma o tene, akiuga speaker wa bunge ya bururi na bunge ya Senate matinonania wagania o wothe mutaratara-ini uyu.
We have a problem with the tender, we have a problem with the priority.
Itua ria bunge ya Senate kuhagura munini wa mutongoria wa bururi Rigathi Gachagua ona atahetwo mweke wa gwitetera thutha wa kugumirwo ni ndwari na kana mitaratara iria yagiriire ni rarumirirwo ni gatagati ka ndereti hiu iria ciatinda mirugamo ngurani igithie na mbere kwiyumiria.
Will your children be the ones?
Hamwe na aria mamenereirie itua riri ni gikundi kia atongoria a mwena wa mung'ethaniro aria marokire gucerera Gachagua thibitari-ini wa Karen kuria arathie na mbere kwamukira urigiti kuma muthenya wa ira. Matongoretio ni mutongoria wa kiama kia Wiper Kalonzo Musyoka. Atongoria aya maugite Gachagua ndanatuirwo na kihoto kuona ndanaheo mweke wa kwiyaria ona thengia ya mawakiri ake kuria bunge ya Senate kumuhe ihinda.
You cannot, the law of natural justice demands that no person, man or woman, shall be condemned unheard.
When Speaker Kingi withdrew to his chambers, what were his instructions? We suspect and we believe he was told by stroke of midnight, you must be done with this man. And that is what happened.
Kalonzo augite ona gutuika riri ni itua rigutura riririkanitwo wiyathi wa bunge ya bururi na bunge ya Senate riu ni undu wa gwikirirwo nganja akiuga gutirari na gitumi o giothe gia kuhenyukia mihango ino merio yake ikinyitwo baru ni mutongoria wa kiama kia DAPK Eugene Wamalwa.
What happened in the Senate last night was as historic as it was. It had serious flaws.
If we ever doubted that our parliament is under capture by the executive, a very overbearing executive, last night was our evidence.
Atongoria aya mathiete na mbere gwikwa ati spika wa bunge ya bururi na spika wa bunge ya Senate makoretwo makionania king'ang'a-ini murugamo wao ukoniĩ ndereti ya kuhagũra Gachagua makiuga gĩtama gĩkĩ kĩarĩtwo na maumĩrĩra gũbangwo kuma o tene.
I once was deputy speaker of parliament, and one of the worst mistakes you can make as a legislator is to anticipate debate. The whole National Assembly anticipated the outcome of the deliberations of the Senate.
Open bias was shown by the Speaker, Wetangula, Deputy Speaker, Sholei, Majority Leader, Kimani Ichung'wah, the Chief Whip, Osoro, and there couldn't have been a fair trial for regard.
Atongoria aya aria mari rungu rwa ngwatanĩro ya Azimio oho maugite ndereti ino ni irahithuririe king'ang'a-ini murugamo ngũrani wa atongoria a kiama kia ODM aria makoretwo magithie mugaru na murugamo wa ngwatanĩro ino na kunyita mbaru thirikari.
We have differed not just on this impeachment, not just on joining the bread-based government. We have also differed on Adani, and yesterday we were in court led by senior counsel. Kenyans will on 22nd of October see who is really fighting for them, because we'll be back in court.
Handũ-inĩ ha Kameme TV, njĩtagwo Ngina wa Wadurwa.
Nĩ ngatho Ngina wa Wadurwa nĩ riboti ĩyo twĩtĩkĩrie twambe tũikirie oro hanini nĩ tũgũcokereria ndũgagĩtege tũre mũtambo ũcio.
Kabla nichukue simu yako, wacha nikwambie. Ile mawe ambayo ilikataliwa na wajenzi, nimeipata leo. Nimeenda kuuma dengu. Nimeuma kamawe na mwasikia uchungu. Nikajua, haya, kumbe ile mawe ilikataliwa na wajenzi na kuwaka ndani ya dengu. Mwasikia uchungu.
Ili kuset mawe kwa ndengu kama skiza tune yako, dial *811*616#.
Enjoy StarTimes Sports all month long. Buy a StarTimes decoder at our business halls or dealership countrywide to experience passion from the heart of Saudi Arabia's most electrifying football league.
This is absolutely wonderful.
Renew your